In a forgotten corner of the world where the mountains were so steep they smoothed the clouds, the Valley of 1,000 Echoes existed. It was not sound that echoed there, but hue. Every morning and evening rang out between the peaks, painting. The sky apricot, violet, and rose Bao, a panda cub with a strange gift, lived in the valley. Where other pandas mastered the art of sleeping and bamboo eating, Bao mastered the art of silence. He could stroll through the scratching bamboo groves without making a single leaf tremble. He listened throughout the day not to sounds, but to the feelings of the world outside, the gentle joy of a blooming flower, the gentle fatigue of an ancient rock, the deep loneliness of the wind. One day, a fresh sensation came into the valley, a shiny, crackling sensation of fear with aggressive power. Bao followed this sensation to a hidden lake, its water as black as glass. Girdling an island in the middle was a beast he had heard about but never believed in rumors, a dragon. She was not large and grotesque, but lean and elegant. Her scales were black as the midnight sky, and tiny sparks like trapped stars glowed along her back. She was named Lian. Lian was a celestial dragon, but she was in distress. She had lost her spark, the unique inner fire that would enable a dragon to fly up to the stars and reignite their magic. Hers had been extinguished during a hapless flight lesson, crashing into the mortal world and plummeting into this valley. Now she sat on the ground, and her beautiful starlight scales were slowly disappearing. "You feel lost?" Bao replied, his voice so like moss. It was not a question. Lian stared. She had not seen the silent panda. "I am not lost," she snapped out, her pride stinging. "I am merely thinking." Bao nodded, listening past her sharp words. He sensed the longed-for fear raging in her heart like a bird in a cage. "Your light is sad," he said gently. This time, Lian didn't complain. There was a little smoky tear on her face. "My spark is gone. Without it, I am only a lizard with shiny scales. I can't return home." Bao had never witnessed an animal so powerful, seemed so helpless. He was seized by an odd urge to help him. He could not create fire, but he was aware of inner light. He removed Lian from the lake and deep into the valley, to a cave behind a waterfall. The cave was full of glowing crystals that pulsed with a soft inner light. "The world has its own sparks," said Bao. "They are not hot like yours, but they are just as bright. You just have to be quiet enough to feel them." Silently, Bao taught Lian for days. It was abhorrently difficult for a creature made of flame and cosmic energy. She wriggled, her tail thumping agitatedly. But Bao persevered. He taught her to feel the soft, ancient glow of the crystals. He taught her to synchronize the beat of her breaths with the gentle pulse of the earth, to feel the harsh shine of the moss that crept in darkness. Lian herself began to change. She stopped dwelling on the burning fire she had lost and began noticing the soft, unchanging lights around every corner she turned. On one of their afternoons in meditation, a little golden-white, delicate spark of light began to live within her chest. It was not the raging wildfire she was used to. It was an unending soft flame, caused not by the strength of the cosmos, but by the peace of the earth. It was just in time. The valley shook. The colors were already dissipating, the soundings receding. The heartstone of the valley, which had created the color echoes, was slowing down. It was suffocating under crawling gray vines called sorrow creepers, vines that grew on sorrow. Lian's despair had drawn them, and now they were going to drain all the color out of their world. "My old spark could have burned these away in an instant," Lian lamented, her new flame wavering. "But this is not a problem of heat," said Bao, his silent wisdom shining. "Sorrow creepers feed on loud feelings like anger and despair. Fighting them will only make them stronger." He had an idea. One of the crystals that radiated light in his hand, Bao led Lian to the heartstone. The sorrow creepers receded from the crystal's gentle light, but it was not enough to scare them away. "They're scared of its happiness," Bao realized. "But we need more." Lian looked at her own new quiet spark. It was not a weapon. It was something else. She looked at Bao, standing there beside her, unafraid. Her new spark was not the result of power, but of peace and of connection. It was a friendship spark. Instead of firing a burst of flame, Leon redirected her energy inward, letting her small flame fill her with a deep sense of thankfulness toward the kind panda who had schooled her in a different kind of strength. The warmth that radiated from her was no longer hers alone. It was blended with the calm, steady heat of Bao's presence. She let that warm, friendly light spill out of her, not in an attack, but in a gift. It did not burn the sorrow creepers. It went out and stroked them, and where it stroked, the gray vines exploded into white, gentle flowers. They had been starving for a sense of belonging, and the light of true friendship was something they could not kill, only accept. The vines burst forth one after another, releasing their grip on the heartstone. The huge stone pulsed, and a wave of glorious color swept through the valley stronger than ever before. Leon's spark was a steady, gentle glow now. It wasn't the same, but it was strong. She could feel the path home to the stars. "Do you want to go?" Bao asked, feeling a pang of loneliness for the first time. She nudged him lightly with her snout, her scales now shining with her new, softer light. "My spark is no longer my own," she told him. "It is ours. I will come, a friendship as precious as this is worth traversing a universe for." And so, the celestial dragon learned that the strongest is not necessarily the deepest roar, but sometimes the gentlest light, shared among friends. And the silent panda learned that even the gentlest life can echo between the stars,